Hello and welcome to e-GMAT. We will solve question number 64 of OG Verbal second edition by using e-GMAT three-step process. In the first step, we will understand the meaning of the sentence. In the second, we will evaluate the errors in the sentence, and finally, we will review all the answer choices to get to the correct answer. So let's begin. Miss Chambers is among the forecasters who predict that the rate of addition to the arable lands will drop while those of loss rise. This sentence presents a fact. It says that Miss Chambers is one of the forecasters who predict that the rate of addition to the fertile land will drop while the rate of loss rises. Now let us evaluate the errors by splitting this sentence into its clauses. So here comes the first clause. Miss Chambers is among the forecasters. Here Miss Chambers is the subject and is the verb. Presence of who brings us to another clause that reads who predict that. Here who is the subject and predict is the verb. That brings us to another clause that reads the rate of addition to the arable lands will drop while. Here the rate of addition is the subject and will drop is the verb. After while we have another subject verb pair which means another clause, and it reads those of loss rise. Here those of loss is the subject and rise is the verb. Now in the phrase those of loss, those refers to the rate, which is not correct because those is plural and the rate is singular. Hence we have pronoun antecedent number agreement error here. Those must be changed to singular that to rectify this error. Subsequently, plural verb rise will have to be turned to singular rises to agree in number with singular that. Right now, plural rise agrees in number with those because both the subject and the verb are plural. Now notice that loss cannot be the subject here because it lies in the prepositional phrase, and the prepositional phrase modifies those. Being the head of this phrase, those decides the number of the verb. Hence, change in the number of those will bring about change in the number of rise as well. Now let us run the POE to find out what's the correct answer here. Well, choice A is certainly not correct as we discussed just now. Choice B is also not correct because use of it is not correct here. In a comparison sentence, it stands for exactly the same noun antecedent. Let's take an example. When we say the book with just one character was more interesting than he thought it to be, here it refers to the book with just one character. It refers to exactly the same noun antecedent. But if we say the book with just one character that was more interesting than that he read last time, here that has been used because that refers to altogether a different book from the book with just one character. Similarly, in this sentence, it stands for the rate of addition to the arable lands. So use of it in this choice makes the entire sentence illogical. Hence, choice B is not correct. Let's take a look at choice C. Choice C is also not correct, but because it repeats the same pronoun number error as in choice A. Well, choice D is the correct answer because now the pronoun has been changed to singular that, and subsequently the verb has also been changed to agree in number with the subject. So choice D is correct. Well, choice E is not correct because this choice is way too wordy and it's confusing because it does not even clearly communicate the intended meaning of the sentence. So as we found out, choice D is the correct answer for this sentence. This brings us to the takeaway messages. Pronouns must always agree in number with their noun antecedents, and in comparison sentences, it always stands exactly as its antecedent. The concept tested in this sentence has been covered in e-GMAT Concepts Level 1 Pronouns.